I'm Beth, and I'm here today to show you how to make potato candy. Yes, it's made out of potatoes. One potato, depending on the size, could make up to 200 pieces. So I'm going to show you that today. I'm going to start with my boiled potato with the skin on. Put that in a very large bowl. And I'm going to peel it while it's very hot. Okay, all my peeling is off, and I'm going to start mashing. And that's about as good as you have to do it right now, because you're going to be adding a lot of powdered sugar. So I have about 2.5 bags right here. This was a medium-sized potato. I do have more available if I need it. You don't want to add too much all at once, because then you're going to have a hard lump of mess. So what I do is I add cup by cup. You don't have to measure perfectly. Just put it in there and start stirring. And what's going to happen is the powdered sugar is going to melt, and you're going to end up with liquid. And by stirring, you're going to be also mashing your potato, and you're going to want to make sure you don't have any hunks in your potato, because it'll come out in your candy then. You don't want lumpy candy. So I'm adding cup by cup so I don't overdo it, but I know I'm going to use at least a package and a half of powdered sugar. Still getting really liquidy when I put that in because it's melting. You'll notice just by stirring that it's getting a lot smoother. There's no hunks in it, no chunks. This is why you want to use a really big bowl, because you're going to be filling it. I'm going to switch to my spatula here. So one bag of 32-ounce powdered sugar has about 7.5 cups. So I've already used almost 7.5 cups, and it's still watery. So I'm just going to keep adding powdered sugar, because it's melting nice with the hot potato. This recipe was handed down from my grandma, who is Italian, but I'm not sure if it's an Italian recipe. Over the years, I've looked it up, and I haven't really found any other potato candy quite like this. This is a great recipe to make with your children, your grandchildren, your friends. I used to make it every year with a dear friend, and while the dough was freezing, we'd go out to lunch. We'd come back and we'd finish it off, so that was always fun. Anytime during this process, you can add your flavoring. I usually put vanilla in, but you could add mint, almond, coconut, whatever flavoring you want these to be. Sometimes I've made 2 batches and mixed it up a little bit with different flavorings. But I usually just go with the vanilla, and I add like 2 tablespoons of vanilla into here. Again, you don't need to be perfect with the measurements. Which of course makes it more liquidy. Keep adding that sugar. So now you know why it only takes one potato, because the potato is basically holding the sugar together. Getting thicker now, and I've used almost 2 bags of sugar, but it's not thick enough yet to roll into balls, so we have to keep stirring. So it gives you an arm workout too. While you're making this dough, getting pretty thick, but you'll notice if I try to roll it, not thick enough yet. Pretty darn thick now. So this is what it looks like in the bowl. But still, I can't roll it, so more sugar. You think you're not going to be able to incorporate all that sugar in there, but it does. With it being only potato flavoring and sugar, you don't have to worry about overworking it. It's not going to do anything to the dough or change the flavor of the candy at all. Now I have this big hunk of dough here. And that's it. That's how you make the base for the candy. And then you roll it, and you want to roll it into small balls, because once they're coated with chocolate, they get bigger. And these are very sweet, as you can imagine. So you just roll them like that. Keep rolling them. You'll get probably 100 pieces out of that one medium potato. I would say 75 to 100. So just keep rolling till you're done. Fill up as many pans as you need to fill up. And I will show you. Here's a pan that I prepared and froze. And this is the kind of chocolate I used. I used to be able to get dark, but I can't find that this year. And if you can't find this kind of chocolate, you can melt chocolate chips. It just takes a lot more chocolate chips. But I've done that before, dark chocolate chips. This is milk chocolate. I melted my chocolate on the double boiler. Just melted it till it was nice and melted and smooth. I'm going to transfer that into a pan just to make it easier to dip my candy in. So I have my chocolate, which is still really hot. chocolate, and then I have my nuts that I crushed in the food processor. Or you can use coconut, sweetened or unsweetened. I've used both, fine. Whatever you prefer for your taste. So now I have my candy, and I'm going to show you, get a plate. And this is frozen. It'll stay frozen for a pretty long time, so you don't need to worry about it melting or anything. You're going to want to have a fork or something to use to roll the chocolate balls into roll the balls into chocolate. So I'm just going to put them in the chocolate, roll them, put them in my nuts, cover them up, roll them around, put them on a plate, and that's it. You freeze them, and they're done. The chocolate will harden. Serve them at room temperature. Great for gift bags because you don't have to worry about them falling apart. If they get warm, they will fall apart because it's just sugar and a little bit of potato, but room temperature, they will not fall apart. And that's how you want to serve them. Just thaw them out, serve them for a party, and you have potato candy. So that is it. If you have any questions, you can contact me at the library. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Happy holidays!